Guys, what's going on? Xander Kirby, Down to Business Podcast. If you're with us consistently, we welcome you back. And if you're a new listener, which we have a lot of lately, let me tell you about myself real quick. Xander Kirby from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm an entrepreneur, own multiple businesses, landscaping company, marketing, and sports management. So you can find us on social media, all that stuff. Been doing this podcast for a couple years now, where we originally really started to help business owners understand how to grow in the areas of business, finance, marketing. And now we talk a little bit with our guests, a little bit about business, a little about life, and kind of everything in between. So if you found us here on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it is, we're really appreciative that you're here. If you're watching on YouTube, what's up? If you're listening on Spotify, welcome back. So today I'm just going to do a quick episode that I think is going to be really impactful for you, hopefully touching a little bit. I had an amazing encounter yesterday at my local Tractor Supply. If you guys are not from the South, you might not have a Tractor Supply in your area, but I had an ant infestation in my car. And my wife has been telling me for a couple of days, we've had a lot of ants around our home and our property. And the ants found their way into my vehicle, and it was just a nightmare. And so before I could head home, I had to go get some ant spray, and the closest place is Tractor Supply. So I stopped in a Tractor Supply, and I immediately walk in, and to my right, I notice a young lady named Alex, and she's on the phone, and I just asked her where Ant Killer was, and she pointed me to the right direction. So got Ant Killer, got to the counter, and noticed immediately that she looked upset. Not like emotionally upset, but just stressed and overworked looking and just kind of frazzled. And so I just asked her, I said, "How's it going? How are you doing?" And she tells me that she's doing okay. This is her third day being a manager at Tractor Supply, and she has one staffer with her, and they're on break in the back, and it's just a lot right now because it's 6 o'clock. It's pretty busy. People are getting off work, stopping in, and I've had a pretty hard couple weeks myself in business. It comes in valleys and peaks, and right now, this last couple weeks has been on the low spot. It's been hard. And immediately, I just really resonated to her. I could see, there was more to the story. So I asked her, and she goes on to tell me that she is in school full time, that she works there 35 hours a week, and also has a side job working 15 to 20 hours a week. And we end up having this amazing conversation for a few minutes just about the grind, and I understand completely what you're feeling right now, and I'm sorry. This girl just got promoted, and she's probably been so excited for this, and then to be hit with no staff, two people she even said two people no call, no showed that were supposed to be starting work. And I share this story about Alex because, one, I think she's amazing to be doing what she's doing and still pushing through. And I just wanted to encourage her. So I just told her I was thinking about her and praying for her and Tractor Supply, and I hope things would get better, and I would be back and check on her the next few days. But the reason why I'm sharing that today is I've been going through adversity myself. This has been a short season that, man, all of a sudden it kind of came in a wave, and some things my fault, some things not. As a business owner, many of you know it doesn't matter. It's there no matter what. And it's been hard. And I'm not going to sit here on the show. I was telling Chris, the producer of the show yesterday, I'm not going to sit here in front of you guys and share what's not real. And it's been a hard few days. It's been a hard couple weeks. And I am a part of a couple groups on Facebook with people in the green industry and in others. I think everybody's having a really hard, if it's not year, it's been season. It is no shock to anybody, including you, I'm sure, that this is some of the more challenging times. I'm 30. I was really young in the 2008 recession. I was only 14 or 15. This has been one of the hardest times we've seen in a lot of our lifetimes. Mortgage rates just went over 6%, which is making a mortgage payment double, literally double. $1,300 mortgage payment is now $2,600. Gas prices have finally gone down some. Shocker. Elections coming up. We know what happens with that, but Gas prices have been extremely high. Inflation's at 9%, I believe, 9%. Insanity. It's just really hard. I actually talked to another gentleman yesterday. He had 30 employees at one time, and now he's scaling back down to 3 because of so many issues in the marketplace, whether it's capital, whether it's receivables, whether it's hiring staff. They just had to do a lot of layoffs, and it is hard right now for a lot of people. And I just wanted to have an episode where we talk about what to do when you're struggling, or what to do when you're faced with adversity. And because this is where I lean on my faith extremely hard. I lean on my family. I looked at my wife the other night and said, look, remind me of the truth. One thing with me and my family is I live by this thing that I call foundational perspective. And basically, I try to remember that if everything happened wrong that I didn't want to happen, my business is closed, they took all of my trucks away, all of our equipment, all the things you dread ever happening, it would still be okay. That, for me, that foundational simple perspective really helps me remember what's important. My kids, my beautiful, loving wife, my family, my friends, my church. That's what matters. All the other stuff, it'll work itself out. Would it stink to lose everything we've built, God's built? Absolutely. And I'm not even close to that happening for me. I'm just saying that when I'm having hard days, and we're doing great. Our businesses are healthy and they're thriving, but it's been challenging, some parts of it. And I just want you, if you can, if you're listening right now or watching and going through a tough time, because I'm sure a lot of you are, you've got to find your foundational perspective. You've got to find your why and hold on to it and put it as your anchor, and don't let the wind, don't let the waves, don't let the adversity, don't let the tough times push you to and fro. If you believe in your business, if you believe in what you're doing and what God's called you to do, or if you're not in a faith person, if you just believe in the convictions you have, try to anchor down right now. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what's going to happen. We never do. Even in good times, we don't really know. We think we do. Oh man, if you're a Trump person, Trump's in office and look at these ratings, and we have no clue. Tomorrow Ukraine could be invaded, right? We've seen it time and time again lately, things that we didn't expect to happen. The Olympics got pushed back a year, for goodness sake. I mean, whoever would have thought the Olympics would be postponed? That's crazy. Yes, just this week, we're in September of 2022, if you're listening in the future or the past or whatever. In the past, I don't know how that's possible, Producer Chris, but if you're listening in the future, we just had the biggest 3-year drop in the Dow, in the stock market, in 3 years. Over 1,000 points in one day. It's almost 4% of the market drop. The market, insane. So what I'm saying is there's lots of instability, but when you do find times of stability, don't get too safe. Don't feel too comfortable. Because at the end of the day, so many things are outside of your control, my control, our control. And I just want to challenge you today to really, when you're dealing like Alex is at Tractor Supply, I hope she finds us somehow. It'd be so cool. She had a smile on her face. She said, I know it's hard today, but I'm going to keep pushing. That's kind of my message to all of us, myself included, is find those people who are on your team, on your side, support you, anchor down, find your why again, and push through the storm. Because if you just, let the storm beat you up, you're going to get thrown left and right, and you're going to get beat up, bruised, bloody, and you might not make it that way. It's painful. So, it's a challenging time. I talked to another young man recently, today actually, who has been in a horrible living situation, has very little money, and he's like, I don't know what to do, but I'm looking for opportunities. And man, so humbling to hear him say that. He's been living in his car. and just really struggling. And I just really, two things in this episode. I want to say, remember how good you have it. Don't compare, but just remember how blessed we truly are and how fortunate we have it. And then number two, if you're dealing with the struggle, with the adversity, with the storm right now, weather through it, push past, keep going, because you never know what's around the next corner. My landscape company, we had a pretty hard couple weeks, but we just landed our biggest singular commercial contract ever. So didn't see that coming. Crazy story how we were able to get that. But again, doesn't mean it's perfect. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Just keep going. So want to encourage you today. Thank you for being a listener. Please leave us a 5-star review. We really need some reviews, guys. If you don't mind, going to Apple and do that. Comment below, what you're struggling with so we can all be encouraged, and talk back and forth and see how we can pray, encourage, inspire, talk through that with you, and make sure you follow us wherever you can. So again, Xander Kirby, Columbia, South Carolina, Down to Business Podcast. Hope you guys are having a better day than yesterday and keep pushing forward. Thanks.